Okay, so we're just gonna wait a few moments. Hopefully, we'll get someone in. If not, then I'll just go into what the video is supposed to be about, which is how to obtain two passports. Okay? Okay, well, first, um, I'm in the United States. Um, so I got my first passport because of that. But anyway, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Where are my manners? They say it's the new year, right? So let's reset. Let's refresh, right? And then go back out and conquer whatever it is that we need to conquer, right? And be successful in that, right? And I got to thinking to myself, well, I need to do a video. I would like to do a video. Um, my name is Makissa, by the way, and this is Jamaican Heart, and it's for Jamaicans all around the world. Whether you're from Jamaica, you're a descendant of Jamaicans, this channel is for you. Even though I do live in the United States, okay? So I got my passport through the United States. That was my first passport. And then the reason why this is coming up is because, in order to travel and cross different borders, which will be closed again shortly, coming very soon, as we've seen with this Maduro situation. He's just been kidnapped from Venezuela and is now being held in detention with his wife in New York jails. Anyway, in order to travel, whether you're in the United States, out of the United States, wherever you're from, if you want to leave that border and go to another country, you need a passport or a visa, or sometimes both, and sometimes one, depending on where you're traveling to and from. Do your own research. Don't trust me. Okay? This is for educational purposes how to get two passports. Okay? Citizenship. Various ways to get citizenship. You can get citizenship. Hello. You can get citizenship by being born in a place. So, because I was born in America, my citizenship is American. Okay? However, my parents are descendants of, well, yeah, they're directly from Jamaica. So, um, and that information is important because of the fact that when I was traveling with my U.S. passport, hey, you have gum. I don't know what that means, but hello. Thanks for joining. So, because my parents are Jamaican, and I know for a fact that um, that's another way to get citizenship of Jamaicans. I, I have to do something called genealogy. I have to trace back who are my ancestors, who are my parents, who are my grandparents, so on and so on. And ancestry is important when it comes to land sovereignty and having access to your homeland, right? No matter where that homeland is. And so, because my dad um, and my mom was from Jamaica, I only had to choose one. So, I used one of their information, entered in their passport number, sent all the paperwork over to um, Jamaica by way of the Jamaican consulate while I was in South Africa. And what made me do that is because I found out how important it is to have citizenship and a passport of a place. Is because when I was in Tanzania traveling, I only had my US passport. And when I left America, I was thinking I would never return, right? And so I entered Tanzania. I applied for asylum from the United States, but of course, they're in cahoots. There's a lot going on in Tanzania too, as well. So pray, pray, pray. And the prayer that comes to mind is Jeremiah 29:11, and that talks about your destiny, and your destiny is tied into your lineage, your ancestry, and your genealogy is very important, right? And that will give you ties to your birthrights. Okay, so I took 4 photographs. I got them approved, and then filled out all the paperwork, like I said, and then the Consulate General of Jamaica, which was in the, it had an office in Johannesburg, so that's where I applied for my um, citizenship and my passport. And it took about 9 months to get, and that was only because it was coming from overseas. If you are in the United States, you can also apply for your citizenship by descent, at least when I did it. You can do it uh, by the Consulate General in New York. There's one in Washington, D.C. Just look it up online. Google is free, and you can find out all about the fees. Of course, there's fees involved. Um, in order to get a passport for Jamaica, I had to first prove that I'm a citizen of Jamaica. So, because I was able to do that, I received this, long paper here. And like I said earlier, it just has the picture, it has the seal of the Minister of National Security, gives you the date that it was issued, the name, and your record of genealogy, right? Yeah, so like I said, when I left America, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to remember what is it that I wanted to get out and what is important. Um, Land never disappears. And when you start tracing your lineage, you can trace where your land is, you can trace where um, your family familial ties are. I was privileged enough over the summer to go and visit some family members in Jamaica. Um, Also able to find land for different people. So if you're interested in me assisting you, I can also do that. If you're interested in getting linked up with how to do the paperwork to become a citizen by descent, and then also get your passport. Like I was saying, there's different ways to get your passport. You can get it expedited. Um, you can get your certificate of citizenship also expedited. There's different fees for that. And I think if you're in Jamaica, last I know, it took about 3 days. You can get everything done within about 3 days and make it a whole trip to see family, just to see the different sites in Jamaica and things like that. Um, Also, I just posted a video about what was it about? Oh, I visited the Sam Sharp Museum. So please go ahead and watch that. Help me get back into the algorithm. I haven't been here for a while, and I made a pact with myself, listening to my mom's advice, to go ahead and do more videos. So you're going to see me a lot more often. And I'll be coming live, and hopefully you'll join me. I want to do some lives where I can bring you up as a guest and we could talk about current events in Jamaica and what's going on there. But anyway, this is my Jamaican passport, and I travel a lot, so it's probably blurred out. But this is the Jamaican passport. And when you get this, it's part of the Caribbean community, which is Caricom. and it's the nations of the Caribbean islands, and that also gives you different rights to travel amongst those islands, as well as your own island, of course, without needing additional visas, right? To go ahead and travel. Depending on which island you're traveling to, go ahead and check first. I don't know. Like I said, Google is free. But anyway, thanks for coming and joining me. Hopefully, you got something out of this. Hopefully, you will go ahead and. Your grandma knows me? How do your grandma know me? And hello. How does your grandma know me? Who is this? Vivian? Vanessa? I need my glasses. But yeah, I didn't see a message, but get back to me and let me know. How does your grandma know me? That's interesting. Go ahead if you like and give a comment. And if you're interested in me assisting you getting your citizenship and or your passport for Jamaica, then let me know. I do consultations for that as well. Finding your land in Jamaica, you've always heard, oh, maybe in such and such parish. My family may be from there, so let me look and see, do we have land there? Because land will never disappear. Well, I can't say never, the way things are going. And yeah. So, anyway, stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. Okay? And peace.